Hey love, I'm your host Shantae Yvette, and today this episode is for those of you who are tired of being told how to believe and what to believe in. This has been sparked for me to speak about because it is something that I constantly have to deal with, especially living in the South. In the South, everybody I have encountered, at least majority of the people are Christian believers. Some will say they aren't necessarily Christian, but they believe in Jesus Christ and they know Jesus Christ is the way. Yes, I respect that. But I also have my own beliefs. So when you come at me giving me scripture after scripture, trying to force your belief onto me after I'm telling you, I respect your belief, but I also need you to respect mine. I am on my own spiritual path, my own journey, and it may not look anything like anybody, but it is mine and it's very personal to who I am. I was raised up in the church. My granddaddy's a pastor, my daddy's a pastor. Everybody seems like that has been my family. Faith is Christianity. Now, I say this because when I was going through that faith, I always had questions. And all my questions were returned with, you do not question God. But I always had this knowing of, if I don't question God, who y'all say is the God of all, then God would have never put this curiosity in my spirit to have questions. This is how I get answers to be able to know what it is or what it is that I may or may not believe in. So when you tell me don't question God, so guess what? I'm going to find the answers through someone else, through some type of other source. Because the curiosity in me, and quite frankly, curiosity is what the divine is all about. This is how I believe we came into play in this physical reality in the first place, because curiosity to know what it is we can further learn through this physical life, curiosity to see your yourself incarnated in all these millions of things, people, places, and things that are incarnations of you, because it was curious. And I say it because it is a we, it is a life source, it is an energy source. It isn't necessarily a person, unless you're saying, because we all have that source in us, all of us. Unless you're just saying, you know, from a human standpoint. But I say it or we because it's a collective of everything that is made in this physical reality, that is made up of the energy that has been in place since the beginning of time, before we even knew what a beginning or an end was. So, being raised up in the Christian faith, I always had this feeling that there is more that I need to learn, more than I need to unlock. Yes, I used to be a Sunday school teacher. I was on the praise team. And yes, I will still go to my father's church to this day. Why? Because I love the atmosphere at his church, but don't necessarily agree with every single thing he preaches from the Bible. Although he is a great teacher, but I don't agree with everything he teaches, because I remember the last time I went, I agreed with everything for the most part, but I have a filter where I will say, I don't agree with that part. It doesn't resonate with my spirit. It doesn't resonate with what I have learned on this journey. But it's always the Christian people who are, you can't even go to the store down here without somebody's trying to force their beliefs on to me. Like, it's ridiculous at this point. I was having a conversation thinking to myself, I was not going to turn the conversation down because I could see where this conversation would possibly lead to. But I said, one of these days, one of these Christian people is really truly going to show me why I had hope that they would not force their beliefs onto me and would not be judgmental towards my path or look at me as if I am the devil, as they like to say. If you do not believe in what they believe, they look at you as you either sinful, you're the devil, you're a witch, and I have been called all these things, everything but the infinite being in which I am, because now they're triggered. I don't fit into this mold that they have been programmed to believe that everyone should be. When it comes to their faith, they believe everyone, especially if you're a person of color, they automatically assume that you believe in Jesus Christ. And I'm not saying I don't, because I am an omnist. So I believe in all these religions and everything, but I also know that all of them have lies. Just like scientific information. Yes, I believe in all these scientific facts or theories, some of them, but I also find that some of them are full of lies. So if I can have respect for you and your religion, all I deserve to have respect in my path and what I choose. When you are disobedient in their eyes, because they don't know your path that you are supposed to be on, they don't even know why you are here in the other outside of the religious indoctrine lens. I was having a conversation with this lady now, going back to what I was talking about. I was having a conversation with her. And you know, of course, there's Jesus. As long as you have Jesus, your church is anywhere. Okay, cool. I don't necessarily believe in Jesus. Not as you would believe. I believe in Yahshua, who y'all call Jesus, but I believe in him as the prophet that spreaded love, that did not physically write anything in the book that y'all read. I have yet to see any word written out of Jesus or Yahshua's mouth in the Bible. It's like playing phone phone tag, like when you was on, when you're on the phone and you're giving this message and you pass the message down, you pass the message down, and millions of people then pass this message down, and now the message is not the same message that originally it was supposed to be. So I had faith that she would respect the journey that I am. currently on and not bring up all these things about how Jesus is the way. So, said before, prior to her saying about Jesus being the way and all this, I said my analogy, which I always love to use because I feel it is a perfect analogy when it comes to everyone's journey. I said my journey, your house, you have to go a different path to get to your house. Just like to get to my house, I also have to take another route to get to my house. But guess what? In the end, we are all going home. Regardless of which path you took, it all leads you home. And this is how I look at it for anything anybody is doing in life, whether they don't believe in anything but scientific facts, whether they just believe in different gods and goddesses, whatever it is that they believe in is all leading them home, and it is all their personal journey to their house. So guess what she says, which should have known. I should have known, like, when you're in that, which I understand it so completely because I used to be in it. When you're in that religious programming, all you can see is through the religious lens. So instead of saying, oh, okay, I get it. Oh, well, long as Jesus, long as you believe in Jesus, hold up now, hold up. That's not what I was saying. Yes, there are different types of Christian faith, different type of Christian believers who have different type of paths. I'm not talking about a different type of path within the Christian faith. I'm talking about a different type of path overall in the spiritual, even in the spiritual community. My faith, my path is not exactly the same like other people in the spiritual community. I'm talking about a completely different path that's not even in the religious box that you are trying to drag me back into, because it can be very draining always having to have assert your boundaries, whether even if you do it peacefully. You can do it peacefully, you can be assertive. It does not matter because it is an energetic assault to your journey, and it, quite frankly, it dismisses and disrespects your personal journey that you are currently on, regardless if it seems to be coming from a place of love. That place of love, it's like a blanket that says love, but underneath that blanket, here is control. Here is we need your obedience. Here is you need to be fearful. Here, this is what it is. That's why so many of us have religious trauma. How do we get over this religious trauma? One, realize that it's not your fault that they don't understand you. It's not your fault that they're always they're gonna call your name. It doesn't matter. I can personally be any name in the book, but that's in your mind. In my mind, I know I am on the right path that is for me, and I will fight that path if I have to, because I know I will fight my way throughout if I feel it is personally attacked. Because you're not going to have me conform to what you believe in. You're not going to have me say it is okay to do certain things that are disrespectful to my journey. You're not going to do it. This is something that I have been reprogramming for a while now in my mind, because when I first was a religious, just, you know, worshiping individual, all church all the time, and everything, and I was doing these things to others. I felt wrong even doing these things to others, out here evangelizing, pushing my beliefs onto others. I felt wrong about it in my spirit, but I had no choice, because why? This is what you have to do, especially being a pastor's kid. We have to go out here and evangelize the people. But I never felt right about it at all. And then as I'm talking, and I explained that already. Okay, cool. So I say also, I'm very big on meditation. Meditation. I also communicate within myself, because God is within. I do not have to seek a God outside of myself, because where is God? We are all God incarnated. So, you know, Christian people do not like the meditation. I don't know what it is, because I remember I didn't like I didn't want to do meditation when I was in that practice. I feel like it's because they make it seem like it's the devil and all these things. But the main thing that people push you away from it should be is the main thing that you probably should be doing to help elevate you spiritually. I used to always pray, 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 but prayer, or what I like to call communication to the divine within, is just talking. All that's like talking all the time and never listening. Meditation is you listening. So I was doing all this talking for years and years, and not simply being in a quiet space mentally to hear the messages come through. So meditation has truly changed my life when it comes to this spiritual journey. How we overcome this trauma is realizing that it's their baggage to pick up. It is not yours. It's your ancestral baggage to pick up. It's your family line baggage to pick up. It's your societal baggage to pick up. It is all their baggage that they are trying to put onto you to carry. And you know, if you feel like that's not the way for you to be, then don't be it. Learn to be so confident with your path that no matter what comes your way, nobody can tear you down. Nobody can detour you, because you know deep down in your soul that this is the path for you, whatever path it is that you are taking. And make sure it is yours. It is not nobody else's path whatsoever. Make sure that that path you are walking in love. Affirmation helps ground while you meditate. Do your affirmation to let you know that I don't care who does or does not believe in what I believe in. I don't care who does or does not support me. I support me. I believe in me. I believe in my journey. Like, really learn to trust your path and honor your truth, because it is specifically made for you. It may not fit anybody else's path, but your journey, it's like having a customized gown or outfit. And that outfit is customized, tailored exactly to your measurement. And who wouldn't want something customized and tailored just for you? Look at it as that, because that's what it is. It may not look like other people's journey, and they may not get it. It's not for them to get, nor is it for you to explain to them what it is you are doing and why you is doing it, because they're not going to get it anyway. Really, it's a waste of your energy. Really give yourself all the love that you need on this journey, because when you are on a journey that doesn't look like anybody else's, and they see you not being inside the box that they want you in, that box is a prison. Don't go back to that prison. They want you to stay in that box. They want you to stay stuck. They don't want you to think for yourself. They don't want you to ask questions. They want you to stay stuck. And when they want you to stay stuck and you start rising up and start blocking what it is that they are trying to do, this is when you start finding even more peace. You start getting more clarity on what it is that you truly need to be doing. Because you have passed the test of people trying to drag you back to that prison that they call love. It may be a form of love, but the love that I required and you should want to require in your life is that unconditional love that is so magnetic that no matter what's going on, you feel so loved, and that has now been affected with the love hearts.